straighten my hair with me. We'll talk about getting kicked out at 17. So I grew up in a very abusive, toxic household, which a lot of you guys witnessed when I was going through all this. A lot of it was my mother at this time. My dad stopped being physically abusive when I was younger because DHS got called, but my mom was very mentally abusive and just how she was. And I'll talk about that more in another video. I had one really big incident. My dad was like, I'm gonna get you out of here. But how he did it, and he's told me this before he went and did it, and has told people in my family this is how he did it word for word, was made it seem like it was my mom's idea to get rid of me by convincing her that I was the problem and their marriage would be better without me. Because a lot of the arguments my parents had growing up, my entire life, was of me and how to handle me. Don't get me wrong, I needed to get out of that house. It wasn't healthy for me. I probably would have myself if I stayed there any longer. You guys saw me, you guys watched me going through it. What he did wasn't fair to my mom's mental, and that's such a really freaked up thing to do to somebody. Just regardless of what his intentions were, it's just messed up. So she agrees. Me and her don't speak the entire time I start packing, but she also gives my dad a list of things he needs to do in projects before he takes me and drives me all the way to California, because he starts doing them. And when he's close to being done, I really start packing all my things. My things were packed in boxes for a while because she kept adding things to the list before we were able to go, and it took 3 months before I was fully able to leave. In those 3 months, me and my mother did not speak at all. This isn't the first time she's done this. We have gone 6 months without talking, living in the same house before, so it wasn't anything new, but it was just a little more intense. But when I'm leaving, she comes down the stairs crying, and this is the first time she's spoken to me in 3 months, and hugs me, and she's like, I'm just doing what's best for you. And I'm like, whatever woman, just I'm ready to go. Made the drive all the way here. I moved in with my dad's ex-stepdad, Pops, which is my uncle's and my aunt's father. So my dad had stayed for a month to help me get settled in, and then when he left, kind of left the responsibility of me on my uncle and his girlfriend. Kind of fucked up. Didn't really talk to him that much. He wasn't really allowed to talk to me. I can hang up if my mom walked in. It was really weird. It made me super depressed. I'm out here by myself. I'm 17, and I kind of can just do whatever I want. And I came from a really strict, abusive household. I wasn't able to do anything my entire life. I had no friends. I was just in my room painting. That's all I did. I just kind of wild out and just hang out with a lot of the wrong people, getting into stuff that I shouldn't be getting into at 17. I had to manage my money. I had no access to my money until a month into being out here, and I finally was able to see my money, and I was kind of blowing through it. I wasn't making content and continuously putting art out because I was just running around being a teenager in LA, spending all my money on just everybody I was hanging out with. I was buying Ubers for everybody, taking everybody over, buying breakfast for everybody, just being overly nice in LA. It's awful. So I was just 17 trying to figure out my life on my own, which was really interesting.